I did the math for Daggerheart monsters, so you don't have to. Hey folks, before we get into that, let me introduce myself. My name is VJ Harris, my pronouns are he, him, they, them, and something funny. I am a full-time tabletop role-playing designer and professional GM. You might recognize my name from things such as MCDM Productions, Arcadia, Flea Mortals, or An Elf and an Orc Little Baby, volumes 1 through 4. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about Daggerheart. If you want to just get to the meat of this video, go into the description and click the timestamp that says Breaking Down the Numbers. To start this off, we're going to talk about Daggerheart monsters, aka Adversaries. Adversaries are broken down into 4 tiers. Tier 1 is appropriate for level 1 characters, Tier 2 is appropriate for level 2 to 4 characters, Tier 3 is appropriate for levels 5 to 7 characters, and Tier 4 is appropriate for levels 8 to 10 characters. Within each tier, there are different types of monsters. Now, the Bruiser is a heavyweight creature who can take significant punishment and deals powerful blows. Hordes are massive groups that are weak and easy to run from. Leaders are self-explanatory. They bring guidance to their forces. Minions increase the scale of a battle, but don't bog it down because they're easy to kill. Range adversaries hit hard while staying away from direct conflict. Skulks can be ambushers, skirmishers, or elusive adversaries who confuse the party through mundane or magical means. Socials aren't really meant for combat, but when they're in social encounters, the characters are in for a battle of wits. Solos are powerful, terrifying monsters that are meant to create interesting solo encounters. Standards are what they sound like. They are your bread and butter. They are the typical adversaries that represent the average stat block of their peers and the backbone of any encounter. Each tier type section gives an archetypal example and helps you make your own. Each of the stat blocks has a section called Motives and Tactics, which help the GM figure out how to run them both in and out of combat. Below all of that, you have a section that has a bunch of different information, which includes their difficulty, the thresholds for damage, their HP, the stress, the attack bonus, their standard attack and its range, the damage they do, and what experiences they have. It's like skills in D&D. After that are extra features. Some are passives, which are things that always happen. Others are full actions, which require you to spend fear or mark stress. And others are triggers, which you can use if like something happens to them, right? So reactions. Now to the meat, the actual spreadsheet. Now, there's a section in Daggerheart titled Improving Adversaries, which does help rebalance an adversary if you've made them too weak or too powerful, but even coupled with like the archetypal walkthrough, it wasn't enough for me. So me and a friend went through every single monster, every single adversary, and gathered the following information. Tier by tier, mind you. The average for difficulty, the thresholds, the HP, stress, attack bonuses, damage, additional attacks, passives, and reactions, as well as the range for each of those sections. To share an example, Tier 1 Bruisers have an average difficulty of 12, but can range from 10 to 14. The first threshold has an average of 8, but a range of 7 to 9. The second one has an average of 15, with a range of 13 to 7. Bruisers on average have 6 HP, but can range from 5 to 7. They get 3 stress with a range of 2 to 4. The average attack bonus is 1, but it can range from -3 to 2. Minimum damage is 8 with a range of 7 to 9. Max is 12 with a range of 10 to 15. And on average, they have 1 passive feature with a range of 0 to 1. They have 1 action, but can range from 1 to 2, and typically 1 reaction, but have a range of 0 to 1. With this information, I created a monster, the Orc Ceremorph. For those of you that don't know me, I love Mind Flayers. They're literally my favorite monsters in D&D. I could do a whole dissertation on them. I have been on like multiple podcasts talking about them. But let's get off that tangent. The Orc Ceremorph is a Tier 1 Bruiser. Its motives and tactics are overpower and pursue. It has a difficulty of 12, a threshold of 8 to 15, 6 HP, 3 stress, +2 attack, a Mind Blast for close range, and deals 3d4 + 1 magic damage. It has 1 passive ability, Relentless, 1 action, Psionic Pulse, and 1 reaction, Psychic Backlash. If we put this stat block next to the Bruiser General Information stat block, you can see that everything is within range for a Tier 1 Bruiser. And I feel mostly good about the stat block. It will definitely get changes as I think more on what an Orc Ceremorph is. Before I call it quits, I want to note that I also did general information for each tier, and that is less accurate than the individual breakdowns because between all of the types, there's a wide range of numbers. And that's all, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and happy designing.